Hello, I'm Yari, and I would like to tell something about language learning methods, and specifically those methods which can be done fully independent of the people, of classes, courses, tutors, immersion, physical place, because those you already know. There's no need to restate those. So what I especially recommend is writing with checking. You can use AI, you can use other digital methods, or even non-digital methods in certain cases. So this is my number recommendation. Write as much as possible. Uh, yeah, like you should love your notebook, and you should write a lot. So specifically with journaling, you can journal of your day, of your week, of your event, what happened, what you've been thinking, whatever is on your mind, like um, about the things you love, and then you can check it with the AI, and you will learn, and you will learn to speak about those stuff that you have been thinking, that has been part of your day life, your interest, and so on. So that's the advantage in comparison to the second option, which is exercises. I mean, those are great, and those are undermined. Those are underestimated, because I think maybe because they need toil. You will really have to decide. But why I want to specifically have it on this list, because still exercises with solutions, it's really efficient, and you shouldn't ignore it. I recommend it. The third one is reading nonfiction, and besides reading novels, both do. And I find this as a person, like specifically, I'm talking about the methods which I have found captivating. So if you find captivating to hear, like what are the names of every kitchenware or things like that, maybe you can have, yeah, maybe you don't need nonfiction for that, because I think that's kind of it might be in certain cases part of the more common vocabulary. But because I am interested in multiple themes, topics, subject matters, I have been reading nonfiction for that purpose. Because one important principle, at least to me, I bet it is for many others as well, that you need to use methods that draw to you, that appeal to you. I mean, let me clarify that. To use context that is appealing to you. So for this reason, I have read nonfiction, and I recommend it. Of course, like to get on that, you need a certain level, and in the beginning, it might mean with nonfiction, with novels, that you need to translate so much, and it's daunting. It can be daunting, uh, but let it not be too daunting to you, because even though the learning curve is tough in the beginning, it will you will make progress, and it will be a blessing to you. And as a third thing, I will mention translating, for example, encyclopedia, because as said, I was interested in specific subject matters, in topics I'm really interested in, and not like I mean, yeah, something specific, something which is practical, or if not practical, at least like yeah, better said, or more specifically said, something that relates to my interest, which are many, including geography, history, and many more. So, so I do recommend that, and with checking as well, you will make progress. Yeah. But anyway, with, for example, novels, there's so many to choose from. There's endless supply where to choose from, and same applies to nonfiction. Let's go to the other methods, and these the rest of the methods I consider I have labeled in my mind kind of easier ones, or more comfortable ones. I think that's a proper way to say it, because these are kind of the methods. Yeah, these are kind of the easy answers. Not so much. You don't have to carry some some books with you or whatever. But these are easy to start with, and yeah, and that's a nice thing about them, and sometimes maybe weakness about them, because sometimes things that are too easy to access, they don't they might lack some pulling power. I mean, AI. You can chat with AI, blah blah blah. You can ask this and that, and it's like endless possibilities with language learning. Yeah, I mean that's easy, man. We have OpenAI, we have some other options. Yeah, and at any rate, with the other method as well, like I have mentioned, like how to utilize AI in them. But yeah, AI, endless options. No, like super low threshold. Yeah, so that's the first one, which in my list, more like the more comfortable options. So language apps is the second one on my list. Yeah, the famous language apps. A reason why I don't elaborate like profoundly there, because I believe I know there's like so many videos about this topic. So you know already those apps like Duolingo and others, like you know them, and it shouldn't be news to anyone that there's language app and you can learn with them. Yeah, I'm not saying that it doesn't take time. Yeah, it takes time if you be with the app, but anyway, in certain senses, it's easier to take on your hand than maybe like some of the other methods on the other list. Yeah, I bet so. I bet so. Podcast audiobooks. Well, this is one of my favorite methods. Maybe the most, yeah, probably the most favorite, the most utilized one in the latter list. Yeah, podcast audiobooks. I definitely recommend this for those who are hungry to know, to learn, because podcast is, yeah, I really love like overall the format, like the concept, the idea behind the whole podcast, if you could say movement or institution, or at least something that has really changed the world and is giving us wisdom and knowledge about subject matters that are harder to access, or seldomly available through the mainstream media or so. Yeah, it's awesome. Podcasts. You can listen podcasts in Spotify, in the Apple Podcasts app, YouTube as well, because there's overlapping with YouTube and podcast genres, if you can so say, audiobooks. You have this available audiobooks online, but if you have possibility to pay for a service, at least in countries like Finland, Nordic countries, German-speaking countries, there's like available nice app with very nice collection of titles. So there's so much to listen, so much to listen. And the good thing, even though like most of these, like by default, this content doesn't have translation. That means if you are like walking somewhere, running, I don't know what, on the gym or whatever, you listen this, of course no one will be translating it to you like on the fly, but still like it's it will develop you linguistically and will prepare you. So yeah, I'm sure. I know that. I know that. And the last thing is, of these, which might be more comfortable language learning methods, is online voice rooms. You can find some in the app HelloTalk. You can find some in Discord. These are some venues for that, and Yeah, it's like comfortable, like yeah, but of course you can make you can even make that more like active type of learning. So instead, because when you're like discussing with people with a lower level of language, I mean, it's not like the most efficient like co-learners with low level of language. It's a lot. It's not. I don't consider it the most efficient way of learning by any stretch. Rather, but of course it can be very fun. You can get to know people, and it's like there's the community aspect. So that's special about these people, these apps, these environments where you can connect with people, and yeah. But these are my tips for your for rise in your level and knowledge and capability of the languages. You can do it. You can in let's say in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, you can make a considerable rise, climb, increase in your language capabilities. So don't underestimate what you can, with consistency, what you can do within a longer time frame than a day, a week, a month. When you stretch further, when you have the consistency, you can do miracles. Okay, I wish you the best. Ciao.